Assassin's Creed Mirage. Now this game is the newest one that is out right now, but there is currently Assassin's Creed Shadows that will be available here this fall. But I'm going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Mirage because I played it a little while ago, got a bunch of footage, and just haven't gotten around to making a video. So now I want to go back, revisit it, and talk about what I liked about this game and what I didn't like about this game. But overall, I quite enjoyed Assassin's Creed Mirage. But I definitely see a lot of its flaws as well, which I'll be going over in this video. Now, this game takes place in Baghdad, is where it takes place, and honestly, the parkour and handling of this game was incredible. It felt super smooth, and especially coming from someone who's only played Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, definitely they really polished up the handling, which was what you would expect in a game that's quite a bit newer than Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, but the parkour and the actual handling and combat was very, very smooth, and I have no complaints there. Like, everything felt very, very nice, and it was well polished, and it was a lot of fun, honestly, just parkouring around Baghdad. It was an absolute blast, just running around, climbing up buildings, swinging around, and yeah, it was just an absolute blast. I really, really enjoyed the whole entire map and location. I just thought it was a really, really good setting. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but there was definitely something I noticed that could have been maybe polished up better, or maybe it was just, I don't really know. It was, if anyone else noticed this, then you can let me know down in the comments below, but I felt like the voice acting, or at least the sequence of the voice acting and everything being in sync with the characters' mouths moving was not great at certain cutscenes and stuff. I felt like it could have been a lot better. There was a few cutscenes that it felt like the words that were coming out of Bassam's mouth were not matching the way his mouth was moving. So I'm not sure if it was just me, but let me know down in the comments below if you guys noticed this here too. But that was one of the things that was, I guess, I had noticed wasn't very polished, was maybe the voice acting or the cutscenes. Just, they could have maybe been slightly a little bit more polished up and in sync with the voices, but that's just something I noticed. That was a little thing. But yeah, just so you're aware, that was one of my little nitpicks about the game. Now, the main character that you play as is Bassam, and you start out as a street thief, but then you end up leaving Baghdad and joining the Hidden Ones, which is a group of assassins that are going against the Order of the Ancients, which are basically the guys with all the power in Baghdad. So that is your mission, is once you join the Hidden Ones, is to take down all the leaders that are in the Order of the Ancients. You just want to take down the Order and reclaim the freedom of Baghdad. So that is the kind of just a quick little summary of the story, but honestly, this game looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, the graphics were phenomenal, and this was on a PS5 that I was playing it, and everything just looked really, really good. It was graphically one of the nicest games for sure, and definitely very, very good for the PS5. And frame rate wise, everything was really, really smooth. Like, no complaints at all graphically. It was just, this game played super smooth and handled very, very nicely. The controls were all really, really good, just base controls. Like, I didn't really have to change up any of the controls. I find with a lot of games that sometimes the certain button layouts are just stupid. So then I'm usually changing up some of the button layouts, but this game was not one of those. The base button layout, the default button layout was really, really good, and the controls just made sense. It just worked, and I didn't change up any of it. So honestly, controls wise, this game was very, very good as well. Now, keep in mind, I'm still fairly new to the Assassin's Creed games as a whole. I mean, my brother absolutely loves them, so he's always filling me in on his favorites and which ones I should try and different things like that. And I guess Valhalla and Origins and Odyssey are extremely long, and I guess Odyssey and Origins are a little bit more RPG kind of focused instead of the stealthy combat and the way the Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood are. So I guess this game was seemed to be more similar to Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, at least from what I've heard about Odyssey and Origins. But you guys can let me know down in the comments below, because I have not played Odyssey or Origins yet, but I definitely plan on playing them soon, as I really, really enjoy these games, and I just want to get more and more into the series. And I think, honestly, I'm not really sure. It's a toss-up for me whether I go back to the very first Assassin's Creed next, or I go to Revelations, because I want to finish off the Ezio story, but I also want to go back and see the very first game and how it all played and everything, and visit it since I haven't played it. So I definitely want to get more into the series, but I want to start at the older games first before I tackle Odyssey, Origins, or Valhalla, if I do play any of those games in the future. But I guess this game definitely, from what I've read too on reviews, kind of took a little bit of a spin back to the classic Assassin's Creed, which I can definitely say, only playing Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, it definitely, it felt like an Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood type of game. It didn't feel like crazy RPG elements. It wasn't terribly long. It only took me about 15 hours to beat. So it was really just a good length. It wasn't too long where I was starting to get bored with it. It was a good amount of length, and the story was decent enough to carry it through. And so I have no complaints about it that way. And it felt very, very similar, had a similar feel to Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood. So that's how I relate it anyways, just because I still consider myself an Assassin's Creed newbie, only playing 2 of the games when there's so many games out there. But yeah, Black Flag, Assassin's Creed 1, Revelations are definitely ones I want to play, because I've heard nothing but good things about Black Flag and Revelations, and then Assassin's Creed 1, I definitely want to try playing. Now, just like with the other Assassin's Creed games I've played, you have Eagle Vision, where you can highlight your targets and enemies, which really helps play into the stealthy gameplay, because then you can hide away in bushes like I just did there, and then sneak up on enemies, and it feels very similar. The Eagle Vision works the same in this game as it did with Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, so that is very, very good as well. And then you also had some tools that I want to talk about now, the various different tools being the torch, the noisemaker, throwing knife, trap, smoke bomb, and blow dart. Now, the ones I used the most by far were definitely the throwing knife and the blow dart. I really enjoyed using them. I thought they were just the best of the entire tools, and they just worked best for how I play the game. Now, if you play the game differently than I do and are a little bit more on the aggressive side, smoke bombs might be okay, because you run in smoke bomb and then run through a bunch of enemies. But the blow darts worked really good for my stealthy type of gameplay and stealthy way I play the game. And then the throwing knives worked as well, because I would stay at a distance and just take out enemies from a distance with my throwing knives as well. But the blow darts worked really good. Put them to sleep, sneak up on them, kill them, and then move on. And then the throwing knives worked at just taking out enemies from a distance and keeping me stealthy so that the enemies wouldn't hear me or see me. And that's just the way I play Assassin's Creed. I definitely play it more stealthy than aggressive, but some of the other tools that you have might work better if you're more of an aggressive player. Now, throughout the whole game, I was a little bit confused at the start, but you kept seeing these visions or these dreams and nightmares that Basim was having. And at the beginning, you're just very, very confused. But as you get through it, then you figure out what they are. And you figure out that they are from a past self of Basim, which is Loki. So at the very end of the game, you end up basically merging Basim with his Loki self, his past self. And that is at the very, very end of the game. And it is... Honestly, at first I was a little bit confused. I didn't really know what these nightmares and dreams were supposed to be telling me. But then as I got further and further into the game, and then as you read some of the lore and different things, then you figure it out. And by the end of the game, it all makes sense. At least that's how it was for me. But definitely at the start, this game does a decent job of giving you a little bit of information here, but not giving you the full story. And then by the end, you're just like, it clicks. It's a light bulb and it just clicks. But yeah, no, it's the story-wise, I definitely enjoyed it. I felt like some parts of it were a little bit rushed, but for a 15-hour game, it's not terribly long, but also not terribly short. I thought the pacing of the entire story and game itself was very, very well done, and I have no complaints about the pacing of it at all. Now, I did like the progression that they had with the skill tree, so you'd unlock skill points and you could use them to get little upgrades to learn new abilities as Basim, or whenever you use an Enkidu, which is the eagle, to scout enemies and plan your attack, then it just made Enkidu get a few better abilities as well. And I found the skill tree was nothing crazy, but it was well executed. The skill points made sense. They just worked, and it was a nice little progression as you played through the game. You got skill points, you could learn new abilities as Basim and just turn into a more powerful assassin. Now, like the other Assassin's Creed games that I have played, then you can also visit little shops to get upgraded weapons and also different cloaks as well. So that all was the same. It wasn't changed. It was like the other Assassin's Creed games that I've played. So that was all common to me and felt very, very familiar. And everything else about the game definitely felt really, really good. And I really, really enjoyed this game. It was really, really good. But yeah, overall, I definitely highly recommend you guys check out this game if you are into the Assassin's Creed series, or if you're looking to get into it. This is not a bad game to start with. It's not terribly long, the combat doesn't take a crazy learning curve to get used to, and overall it is a very solid game. Is it my favorite one I've played so far? No. I definitely think my favorite Assassin's Creed game that I've played out of the 3 that I've completed now are Assassin's Creed 2 is by far my favorite. That game was just so good. I liked Ezio as a character and seeing him grow up as well. I think Ezio is definitely, it's no question to me why he is a very, very well-liked character in the Assassin's Creed series, and that's definitely my favorite of the games that I've played so far. But like I said, I have a long ways to go. I got a lot of games to catch up on and play through, but yeah, overall I did really, really enjoy this game, and there wasn't a whole lot that I didn't enjoy, so I definitely highly recommend you guys check this game out. Now, as I always do with these videos, I'm going to let the ending of the game here play out, and I hope you guys all enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Enough! Let me out of here!
How? What are you?
Look! See for yourself!
Restos! Laibur Sarhasi!
Sailors! For us, for what lies ahead. A deeper understanding of the world we left behind, and our place in it.
All my life, I wrestled with who I was. Who I was meant to be. And there you were. All this time. The side of me I resisted. A reflection of who we once were.
Of who we shall be once more. There is so much that awaits us. A new world. Let me show you.
I will never see you again, will I? Will I be alone?
You are never alone.
It is done. You made your choice. Now, I make mine.
وداعا روشان بنت الأحد. It was an honor. Come, Basim. We have much to discuss.
That we do, Mentor. This memory I buried of this place, this prison, the torture I suffered here, it festered for years. In darkness and dreams, masked as a jinni, to haunt me and hollow me, until it consumed my waking life. But I have faced my past, my pain, embraced it. I shed my skin once, in another time, another place. But I am whole again. I remember. And as for those who thought to bind me, should any of them still walk the earth, I so look forward to our reunion. But until that day, a new world awaits.